teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. How is everybody? Did you have a lovely break? I'm having a lovely break. I actually was out today. My cleaner came, so my whole apartment feels ready for the new year. I went to a coffee for a couple of hours and started working on notes for the Great British Bake Off Christmas special, which will be up on the memberships soon-ish. I was debating whether to wait for the New Year one, but I don't think I want to wait that long, so I'll just maybe release it as two separate ones. I decided after I got back that today was going to be the day I was going to finally sort out a money transfer app I had downloaded. It kept saying, oh, we'll email you, and I finally got onto the help and was like, why aren't you emailing me this thing? And they were like, no, you have to go in person. I was like, oh, of course you do, because it's Oman. So I finally found a branch, went, got it sorted, gave her my ID, because she had to confirm my ID was real and put it into the computer and stuff. So I had to just turn up with it. But now I should be able to use the app, and it's a little bit cheaper, and the exchange rate is a little bit better than my bank Muscat. Slightly less convenient because it's going through a separate app, but nothing too large. I might send, if I've got any money left at the end of the month, I might end up sending like a test amount just to check it works. I should have been back sooner, but on my way out across the street, there were a ton of fabric shops, and a big one was having a sale. You know, just winter sales. There's a ton of winter sales on right now. And I was like, ooh. And I found a fabric that looks like a storm cloud, and I just love it. So if I end up making anything out of it, I will show you. I got this horrible habit because I'm just a beginner sewer. I buy fabric that I love. I have an idea what I want to do with it, and then I get too scared to cut it in case I mess it up and my projects don't get very far. So Foodie is back in Canada, to the shock of no one, because she's been caught out, but she's back in Canada. I noticed she had gone live, but then I was really tired. It was middle of the night for me. I did not sleep well yesterday. And I was like, okay, in the morning. And then she deleted it by morning. And I assumed that she'd raged or something, but from the looks of it, people aren't entirely sure why. If you know why, please let me know. I don't know if I missed something. But Barbecue Chicken has packaged it down into an easy, like less than 15 minutes, which saves my time, certainly. So let's get into that.
Hey, Vanna, you're first. Where's everyone? I'm not in Pete's room. Rudy, I'm not at Sneeze. No. I wouldn't go live from my mom's house.
Yeah, just because you caused them so much trouble last time, it would be the end of you. You'd never be able to go back there.
Where am I? Where do you think I am?
I think your aunt, because it's the only place else you have. Pete, who conveniently came into inheritance and quit his job, as we discussed last time, and the stupidity of it, my God. There was some talk about potentially, if she ended up staying longer, that she would borrow money from him maybe for the deposit, or get him to guarantee her or something like that. And then I would guess never pay it back. We'll see what happens, but right now she's saying this trip is temporary. I could believe 100% that Pete's is spineless and he would do it, or he could be convinced to be sure. He's already said, yeah, no, I would lie. I would lie if she asked me to. I would, you know, if I know that she wants to keep it private, I'd totally lie. So there we are.
I'm staying with someone, but I'm not going to say who I'm with.
Your aunt.
You guys could probably guess, but whatever.
I thought the aunt just had a one bedroom though. I mean, her apartment looks perfectly serviceable, but it does look like a one bedroom kind of place.
Yeah, I'm not going to, you know. I mean, I've been to my mom's house, but yes, I'm in Canada, okay?
Of course you are.
Hey, Sapphire. Probably not that hard to figure out. I want to, like, just say, yeah, it could be my aunt's, could be another.
Could be. If you look in the background, there are clues, but at this point, like, if you don't want to give the information, why are you asking, or why are you kind of pushing people with it? Oh, it could be. Just say it or don't say it. Move on.
Their family member, whatever, you know. I don't have a home here anymore, so I have to stay with, you know, people I know or
yes,
a hotel.
We know. It's not going to be your sister. It's not your mum. Who else have you got? Oh.
Might be staying at a hotel. Hotels are
Clearly
expensive,
not.
I already had to, like, babe. But, like, Salah was so, like, whenever, like, he found out how much the rent. I had to rent a car. That is pretty expensive for the amount of time that I'm here.
I looked this up because I'm this person. I'm so sorry, except I'm not really sorry, I suppose. I do feel a bit obsessive saying this. Someone on Twitter caught, like, a misspeak where she corrected herself and guessed that she'd said she had a Hyundai Electra. I don't think it was someone I followed. I think it came in. I don't follow many people, to be honest, but it came up in my timeline. And I just did a quick Google search of car rental Canada, and I guessed just under a month because she had said a month to us originally. for her mental health break. Even though Pete's floated the idea of 3 months, which might track if she had trouble getting back into Kuwait or couldn't apply for a visa for a little bit longer. But where would she stay for 3 months? I think that's pushing it with Aunt Phyllis. But for a month, I think it was about $1,200, which, given that she also here admits that she got 2 seats, like, that is a lot of money to lay out before you even look at any of the spending while home.
Not too long, but
I'm gonna assume a month until we get confirmation of anything else.
maybe my aunts.
Yeah,
So
your aunts.
yeah, I've been here for a little bit, but yeah, I just spent some time like on a break. It was really nice, honestly. I did still film things, so I don't know how much of a break it is. Hey, Shakespeare, Deborah, hello.
Yeah, she's still saying, oh no, it was a break, it was a mental health break. But dude, clearly you were lying to us. Come on.
What else can I say? This is what happens whenever like I don't see you guys for a long time. I just like I don't know where to start like talking. Am I bored of Canada? I look happy. I'm not bored of Canada. No, I still have a lot I have to do.
I can bet she's high. I can bet she's high. I mean, I wouldn't believe anything else so long as she's back in Canada. If you remember last time, she was like, no, I smoke weed. There you are, because she got so angry when she got caught doing it. So there's really no need for her to abstain from it. We all know, and it's not like her religion gets in her way at any point.
Because I'm not here for as long of a time as usual. Feta cheese, why did I come here? Well, you know, I think it was just like, this was very, very, very last minute and
bullshit. She had to get out of Kuwait. In fact, Dell on Twitter, and I think she's also a member. Thank you so much, Teacup. Dell on Twitter, I've got it saved on my phone somewhere, put up a picture of her timeline of how often she's traveled. You needed a visa. And I know she won't admit it because of all the other lies that would become unraveled because of it. But this was not a last minute trip. Maybe a last minute decision to go to Canada versus anywhere else. But this was not a last minute trip. She knew she was going to have to travel. And she's been making a point of saying definitely not Canada for a while now, which is just a sign that she's lying.
Okay? I didn't plan this for a long time. Why did I leave Salah alone for Christmas? Because he doesn't celebrate Christmas. He's Muslim.
You're Muslim! Apparently. I can see how serious it is for you.
So it's not his thing. Hey, we're inside.
But it's your thing.
So, yeah. I don't celebrate Christmas either,
But you're just here with your family, partaking in the food, partaking in the gifts.
I didn't celebrate. I didn't even help decorate the tree or anything. I was like, no, I'm not going to, I'm going to be here with you guys. And I can show you guys, the different festivities we have, traditionally and stuff on video, no problem. But I didn't partake in any,
Here's the thing. I don't find the fact that she goes back to Canada massively problematic. I have had people here who are very good-natured, and even though they are not Christian, they have, even though I'm not Christian, to be quite frank, they have wished me a Merry Christmas, or actually last year our deputy head sent Christmas cards around to all the foreigners because they know it's important. And it is just like when Ramadan starts, I'll say Ramadan Kareem or Ramadan Mubarak to whoever, because it's just respect out of what they're celebrating, you know? So I don't find it such a big deal, but I'm not sitting here lecturing you on how important the faith is and how everything's between me and my God. I'm not religious at all, so I've got nothing to offend there, you know? Foodie is claiming not only to be Muslim, but to have reverted to being a Muslim, to have made the choice to say, no, this is what I want to do with my life, instead of being brought up with the faith. I don't care that she celebrates Christmas. A Muslim might care, but I don't. But the fact that she's sitting there, oh no, I didn't really. Oh, pull the other one, would you?
Celebrating, on a religious, hi Mila, come to steal Pete's money. I would not ask Pete for a dime.
Oh, she would. She might not have, she might not have, but she would.
Okay, why would I do that? Phishing is illegal. Yeah, that's true, it is. Don't accept gifts.
Oh, this is the link that she was stupid enough to click. Listen, I think that doing it was weird. Yeah, I think that doing it was potentially a step too far, particularly as it is legal. However, if it's done, I don't want the drama, but I absolutely want the tea.
No, I did accept gifts because, I don't know, they were bought for me. I said no gifts because I was coming so late notice. Why? I don't know, where they had time to get gifts. You want to see one of my gifts?
Oh yeah, no, let's do that. Clearly, again, gift giving not important.
I'm not going to show you everything because I have some videos, but not everyone watches my live streams.
Not because I'm Muslim and I shouldn't accept them. Okay, again, I don't care, but she professes to care.
Miss Dior. I'm sure people guessed that I was coming to Canada. That's fine. Whatever. I mean,
it's really easy to be like whatever when you've just been caught.
Christmas dinner, we had Chinese food. You don't think it's a little trippy that somebody did that? Like, come on.
I do think it's a little trippy if someone did that, to be completely honest. It's not something I personally would have done. But if it's done, again, I'm going to discuss it.
Why can't I just be left alone? This was a very impromptu decision.
The hell it was. You would have had to book it, you would have had to get here, you would have had to let your family know, and you knew, even if you weren't going to Canada, you knew, based on the timeline that you travel, that you would have to go somewhere.
As usual. Like, I didn't have it planned for, like, months and months. You know, even when you guys would ask me, like, I know it's recycling. Are you going to go to Canada? I was like, no. And then all of a sudden...
Not all of a sudden. You were like, no, because you didn't want to tell anyone the truth. Because you're still clinging to this idea that any of us believe you're married.
No, not all of a sudden. It wasn't like 2 days in advance kind of planning, but... I don't know, I was just talking with my family, and I guess, yeah, I kind of missed... It's, like, weird, because, like, when I'm in Kuwait, I do miss them always, but, like, I mean, missing Canada-wise. I sometimes miss Canada around, like, things, like, comfort times, like the holidays. But then when I get here, I'm like, okay, I'm good. After, like, 3-4 days, I want to go back.
I'm sure her family love hearing this. Oh, thanks, Chantal. No, I'm so glad we ran around to try and include you.
To the Middle East. Ugh. No, it's really hard to get a visitor visa in Canada.
I'm guessing they asked if Salah was there with her.
If you're from certain countries. So it's not like you can just take off and go, like, together. So, you know, for now, I'd have to plan. The problem is I don't plan my trips. Like, I'd have to plan this in so much in advance to get a visitor visa from. I go with usually Qatar or Emirates, and it's usually... I did go once with, like, a cheaper one, and
So she'd have to plan really, really in advance for a visitor visa. But the spousal visa, the marriage, all of that stuff seemed to happen really quickly.
was like, never again. No offense.
Maybe because of the loopholes.
Like, you really feel the difference. If you're traveling for that far, you want to be comfortable. You know, same thing with buying 2 seats. Like, honestly, I'm just gonna, like, come out and say, like, I actually, like, decided that I'm always gonna have 2 seats. If I need to buy it, that's what I'm gonna do, because, like, I had the best flight ever.
I think she was forced to buy 2 seats this time because she knows she needs to, but she's bought one on every trip she's been on. And it's an expense. I'm not pretending it's not an expense. And I'd understand if it was an expense she didn't want to take on, but I don't think she would have voluntarily booked 2. I think she got there and they were like, ma'am, not to embarrass you, but we have a policy, you're going to need to do a thing.
So because of that, I was so comfortable. Even if you're thin, don't you find it, like, it sucks being elbow to elbow for 14 hours?
Where was this attitude when you were encroaching onto the people around you?
It's definitely over $1,000. Over $1,200 even.
I'd be shocked if it weren't more than that, to be honest.
You're doing a stealth bees? I need to be stealthy. People are insane. Do you guys blame me? Seriously.
Yeah, it's our fault she lies to us all the time. Again, I'm not condoning the phishing link, but seriously, if she were at all trustworthy, no one would feel the need to disprove anything. It's the fact that she's so transparently lying to everyone that people feel the need to push it further to get the truth.
Look at what people have already done. Tried to track my location with a phishing scam.
Not tried, succeeded. You're an idiot. You clicked a link. Both of you clicked a link.
Apparently somebody drove down here already.
FFG went and got a Christmas dinner from Farm Boy. She showed a receipt. She said that she booked it in November. I think she probably picked Farm Boy because of the connection to Foodie. I don't think she did it because Foodie was coming to Canada. She wouldn't have known at that point.
Like, if you were me, you would be worse than this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much she lies as long as there's people she can say are worse than her.
I was like, maybe I should just enjoy, like, the whole holiday that I'm in Canada off camera.
Maybe you should. Maybe that's what she intended to do. She is actually going to admit this in a minute. But guess what? You got caught in yet another lie. So I'm guessing she was like, well, might as well now.
I just went live. You too, Robin. I just went like, didn't go live or didn't post anything. Like, because I was actually planning on not going, like, coming online again until, honestly, like, probably after I got home.
Yeah, because she was lying to us. Because she told us it was a mental health break and then she was going to come back like she had made any sort of progress in Kuwait. She's back because she got caught. Simple as.
I'm only here for the holidays pretty much, yeah, Kristen. I don't like staying away from, like, my husband and my pets for too long. It's just, I don't know. I know it's like, well, you're away from your family for a long time. I know, but, like, I have my own personal family now as well, you know? So home is where the heart is. No, I haven't had wheelchairs. I think
She looked away very quickly when she said that.
to live in Ottawa to get those anyways.
Really? I actually don't know how that all works, so I won't argue it.
I've been going to bed super restless. It's like almost my bedtime right now. It's like 6 p.m.
She's really tired, you guys. She's not high at all.
With jet lag, I have jet lag really bad, actually.
Tell me more, Chantal, as your eyes get glossier.
No, Pingu, I don't want to move to Canada. I don't.
She doesn't have a choice even if she did. Again, with the eye contact, just leaving us immediately.
Not for a while, not for a long while if I do.
Not for a while, not for a long while. Doesn't sound like your plans are set there, darling. Could you imagine, I'm not saying this actually happened, but she'd already hit up Pete's to see if she could get like a deposit from him on a flat, and then been like, oh, I'll pay you back, and then it hadn't happened.
It's like bittersweet every time I come here. It just reminds me of like a life of a time where my life was different and like my beliefs were different.
She has zero beliefs. I don't usually like to like insult people's religion, but you cannot tell me with her actions that she has any kind of faith behind it. I don't need to be following Islam to see that she is a shit show online. If she had any kind of real belief, she wouldn't act the way she acts.
Can you exchange? And listen, there's no rule, Harlow. I'm sure there's gonna be like Muslims who say, you know, you shouldn't even like wish somebody Merry Christmas, blah blah blah. That's good for them. Here's a halal cookie. But for me, like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. There's even
Okay, well, that's not the way religion works. Now, Foodie has always been infamously defiant, so there's no reason the rules of religion would be different from any other rules trying to be imposed in her life. She's not one for structure. But I do find it amusing that she's like, oh, some Muslims, like she hasn't been watching every single thing being said about her online. I know we always say that, but especially with her not being online, where else is that energy gonna go?
some Muslims who have a Christmas tree because they like the tree. They like the festive vibes, you know, but they don't partake in worshiping Jesus on this day. You know what I mean? I think the intention matters. What do you think?
I think your intentions were to go home for Christmas. So yeah, they do matter. I don't think your intentions were good.
And this silly lady. I'm not going to give that person attention, but it's just so sad. Like, how about you go look up what a takfir is?
How about you be very careful what you tell other Muslims who have been Muslim longer than you what to do. I know a lot of people are turning on this Abby? I think it's Abida. But on this lady, and I know there's been a lot of insults of her, she does seem to take what she's doing seriously. She does seem better informed than Foodie, which I do realise is an incredibly low bar. It's been dug into a channel in the ground. So if it comes down to a debate between them of the rights and wrongs of Islam, while, as I'm sure Foodie would remind us, neither of them might be perfect, I'd put my money on this other woman before her.
And that's exactly what you are. It's like you can't sit there and call out somebody for not being a good Muslim when you're like a takfir. You're basically, it's one of the biggest forbidden things in Islam is telling another Muslim, accusing them of being a kafir.
I think she probably knows that. I think she's probably doing it on purpose. It's almost like your online actions have consequences. I don't know anything about this other lady, right? I've seen a little bit about her online. I know she was on Dr. Phil. I know she was a completely different person before she reverted. But isn't that how it's supposed to work? Like, when you decide to join a faith and you follow it, wouldn't you expect some differences? Foodie, on the other hand, is exactly the same person. So when you show somebody outside of this, hey, there's this woman claiming to be Muslim who's getting high, eating what she wants when she's in other countries, and letting a group of men pass around pictures of her private areas, while claiming to be married under very suspicious circumstances, and here is the evidence, can you really blame her for thinking you're a non-believer? And for throwing insults at you? Particularly serious ones if she takes her faith seriously and you are not, because she would probably feel insulted by that.
So let the person just sit there and say kafir, kafir, kafir all they want.
I'm sure she will.
Like, really, I really don't care. Like that, my New Year's resolution is to not give a shit.
Okay, when she says she doesn't want more drama, why are you talking about this then? Seems like other topics of conversation would be better.
Isn't there a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F? That's basically it.
There's nothing subtle about you, darling.
That's my goal. Yeah, it's not participating in other religions. It's like people saying to someone Happy Hanukkah if you're not Jewish, or saying Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak if you're not Muslim.
I do this. Some of my Muslim co-workers do this to me. Again, I don't have a problem with it and they don't have a problem with it, so we're all cool. However, I know there are some teachers who won't do it, because I remember some students mentioned, I think it was Halloween, in the lesson. They came back into me and they were like, Miss said haram. I was like, okay, fair. So there's definitely a range of responses in that. I think most people would shrug it off and say, well, there's no harm as a sign of respect of people. But I also think, and I do recognize that this is a massive generalization that may not apply, but usually, I say very carefully, I find people who convert to another religion are slightly different from people who grow up in that religion, because as I say, I don't want to call it passive because that kind of insults the people who are born into it, but they made an active choice to leave wherever they were and change their viewpoint and change their beliefs, or begin their beliefs if they came from none. And I feel like that is a different process. And I find that people who convert into different religions can be a little bit more upfront and a little bit more critical, I suppose, of others that aren't following it well because they made the choice to change. And for most people, they will take that seriously. I realize foodie is not most people, but they'll take that seriously, and because they have learned things in how they're supposed to live and they've had to adopt those things, sometimes they have a more critical eye to others. Now, I'm not looking to insult anyone as I say that, so if I'm wrong, just pass it on by, alright? But I do believe that's one of the reasons this Abida woman is perhaps more vocal in her criticism.
I don't know if I'm going to come back like right now every single day. I might just still enjoy my time and, come back maybe once in a while.
I think she'll get bored. I also think she let slip that Salah had made a deal with her. Actually, let's keep going because she might say it.
I don't know. I don't really care about that, honestly.
I think she was talking about AdSense here.
Actually, I had to convince Salah to let me stream because he was one of the conditions for me coming here for that was basically for the holidays was basically that I wouldn't stream or go live.
So we've got a couple of things happening here. One, Salah cannot trust her even in the slightest. While he was sleeping, she went on to LolCal Live. He does not want her making a mess of herself on the internet again, either literally or figuratively. And two, if anything does come up during the holiday, he doesn't want her online when it does. And Foodie does not have a bank account in Kuwait. Salah has to book this through his account. She might have actually booked it, but it's Salah's card.
But I was like, you know what, I really miss you guys. So...
No, she's bored and she was caught, so there was no reason to stay off. I think we'll probably get more. She'll start posting content now, because why not?
I don't know why people are so, comfortable. They believe something, but they have no proof of it, It's
we have plenty of proof. I'm not getting into this again with you. We have plenty of proof. You're choosing to ignore it because you can't answer it. That is the only thing going on here.
Weird. You don't know, how he feels about it. He does not want me to be live right now, even. Yeah, I did have to ask him to go live. No, permission. I didn't ask permission. What do you mean? I said, basically, yes. That was one of the agreements. Part of the agreement for me to come here is if I don't go live and everything. Because he knows, he was scared for my safety.
He's not scared for your safety. He's scared for his reputation. Also, okay, what email do you think her channel is registered under? He's a mod. Does he have access to her YouTube? Because when the phishing link got sent around, one got sent to Big Beautiful Me and he clicked it because it was done in Kuwait. So he has access to that email. Does it mean she just left it signed in on his computer? And then she checked the Howie and Julia one and she clicked it in Canada. Because something I would find, it wouldn't happen, but I would find incredibly funny, is if he was like, no bitch, you're not streaming, and just changed her password until she got back. Could you imagine?
Will you consider hosting maybe a Beezer Fest? Beezer Fest? No. Maybe. There's too many crazy people.
I think that would be true, even if what's going on wasn't going on. I would not do that.
It's really sad that you can't do fun things like that. Because it's just not safe. No, I don't want to expose myself to potential. It's sad, but it's true. If he doesn't want you to go live, why not respect his wishes? Well, it's not like he's no, and I'm doing it anyway. We discussed it, and I convinced him that it would be okay.
Yeah, because you're not at all showing that you're at Aunt Phyllis's right now. So she basically had to beg him, no, please let me do it. Please let me do it. If he had just said no, I think she would have come online anyway. That's speculation and shade, really, but I think.
But even now, I'm not sure. I know, it's 5 people sniping. It's like they're like vultures. Like, oh yes, something. It's content.
People have been fine without her. I think people got excited when she came back because, hey, it confirms that she was lying. And that's all people want at this point. Sometimes we give her too much credit because we think you can't possibly be this stupid. But then no, it turns out she is.
I'm making a visa run. I don't know why people are so obsessed with that. I must be the only person on the internet that people wonder about that. If I'm on a visa run or not. Like, who?
You are the most obvious person currently lying about it.
I don't know what the big deal is.
You know exactly what the big deal is. You know that your marriage is tied into your status. You know your ability to stay in Kuwait is tied into your status. And you also know that the more this goes on, the longer it goes on, the more established the pattern gets of you leaving on par with a tourist visa run. And you've done this a lot. So let's not pretend we don't know what's happening.
Like, let's say you found out that, okay, yeah, I was on a tourist visa. Like, what would you do? Would you celebrate something or?
Even if it's true, why do you care? Yeah, I'd celebrate that we finally knew the truth. Now, I think I know the truth anyway, and I've said numerous times why I think that. But yeah, there's a certain satisfaction in being proven right, even when it's obvious that you are right, because Chantal has clung to the lie that no, she is there completely legally. And yes, there's a technicality there of, well, tourist visas are legal, just maybe not the way you're using them. But if she admits that she's a tourist, even when all the evidence points to the fact that she is, and it is evidence, not speculation, then people would be calling immigration. Aisha, the Biza who said she was going to set a lawyer after her, she had sent a cease and desist, and Foodie had taken down a video where she mentioned her. And then she went quiet for a bit and was like, no, that's all I wanted. I wanted to stop talking about my kids. And now has tried to serve Foodie, even though Foodie is in Canada. I'm guessing we didn't know that when she tried to do it. And has apparently come back with some kind of message from the landlord saying, oh, I didn't know she was living there. Like the landlord is going to admit anything else. No, he's just going to... You think a landlord's going to admit that he took a payment or he looked the other way if someone's living in the apartment? No, he's going to claim ignorance. But again, her ability to stay in that apartment, as she has said many times, depends on the marriage visa, which is apparently insurmountable, even though the courts are flexible. She's got nothing. And if someone gets serious enough, and if someone gets enough evidence, if someone sends it to the right person, it will catch up with her. But as it is, with all the changes going on to immigration, it might already be catching up with her. I do think, sorry to get on this point, I do think it's weird that she's getting served for, is it child endangerment? Something like that? Like, now was an odd time for Aisha to pick, and that thing was an odd thing for Aisha to choose. I don't know if maybe they just think that will stick the most. But of all the things you can perhaps point fingers at Foodie for, I wouldn't have chosen that one. But I'm guessing if she is in touch with a lawyer in Kuwait, and if this is happening, then the lawyer may have turned around and said, okay, but why is this your business? So it has to be something connected to her, otherwise why is she bringing a case?
I'm seriously curious. What did I lie about, Lucy? No, seriously, I want to know.
Everything.
I can't live without you, but then also hate you. I know. But like, no one's...
I can live without you, darling. I'm sure you think I'd be a broken woman, and don't get me wrong. You bring a certain amount of entertainment sometimes, but my darling, ain't nobody falling into your grave sobbing.
Serious what? Like, what did I lie about?
Everything.
What does it matter? Oh yeah, no, why do I have to verify rumors though? That's the thing. Like, why do I have to share about personal information with someone about like what visa I'm on?
Because it's literally the only information you consider personal. You went onto Lolcal Live and told the men there they could pass around pictures of your privates, but your visa is personal. The only things that are personal are things you've lied about.
I don't get that. Like, why would I do that? Why would I compromise my safety in any way?
This is pure gaslighting, except the admission there that it would compromise her safety because it would expose that she hasn't been living there legally. And she's not living in a circumstance, i.e. with Salah, that is legal.
Oh, I see. They think I'm lying because, you know...
You're not confused.
About my marriage status or something just because I won't prove it.
Yeah, you're not confused.
Well, no, then I guess you have to think I'm lying.
I will, and I will continue to.
They expect you to be a citizen immediately. Exactly.
No, citizen and residency are different. They are absolutely different. But you've been playing this game for 2 years. If you were married, you would be a resident. You are not. And actually, you wouldn't have a choice about it, because if you came in on the visa that you're claiming to come in on, you only have a month to change over to residency. You don't have the choice of staying the way you are. So let's not roll our eyes like we don't know more than you.
I know. I said I wasn't going to Canada. The thing is like I have to like be vague about stuff until it actually happens.
No, you just lie. You being vague, I'm not sure if I'm traveling yet. I haven't decided. That would be vague. You repeating many times, no, I'm absolutely not traveling to Canada. That's just a lie.
Because otherwise it's not safe. And some people were reporting on the whole, like, what happened, like, with somebody finding out my location, like...
I thought we weren't going to talk drama. I thought you were drama-free.
Like, it was, like, they were, like, you're condoning illegal activity just to try to get a one-up on me? Like, it's so...
Yep, this is all our fault. Clearly, it's all our fault. Any consequences you have for your own actions of lying online, our fault.
Reporting on it's like it's news, like...
It is news. In the foodie universe, which I admit is a small universe in the scope of the internet, but is fairly established within itself, reactors are essentially news reporters and gossip shows. Sometimes there's a fair amount of speculation, but Foodie says she'll be offline for her mental health and not travelling, and then you get caught clicking a link because you're an idiot, which points to you being in Canada. That is news, because guess what? You got caught lying again.
Why are you dishonest with your viewers? You had to have known you were going home for the holidays.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be honest with you.
No,
actually,
you won't.
No, I was very lucky.
This isn't you being honest. This is you looking down while you try and think of something acceptable and then laughing because you're trying to distract. You are uncomfortable and you are lying.
Just a minute. So I would say there was one time after I had my flight booked that somebody asked me one time if I was going to Canada. And I said no, because if I say yes, people are going to try to ruin my life, okay? They're going to be waiting for me here. They're going to be, like, calling immigration. You don't know how crazy these people are, so...
Oh, people are nuts. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you on that. I'm not saying give us your flight number. I'm saying there is a difference between saying, hey, guys, yeah, I was thinking about it. I was talking to my mum the other day, and I've changed my mind. I think I am going to go home. I do miss them. And the family will be together, so I'll get to see everyone together. That's not what she did.
Anything I do to throw people off my scent, I'm going to do it, even if it makes me look like a liar, because I don't have a choice.
It doesn't make you look like a liar. It makes you a liar. It's not the appearance. How long do you have to fake being a liar before you just become one?
Like, I really don't. So that's exactly the only reason. Not because I like lying to people and misleading people. It's because...
For something you don't like, you do it a lot.
I need some privacy. I think that's the pizza.
Okay, well, choose to be private then. You're the one making a channel about your life. Choose to be private.
Tracy said, like, I really don't owe people any information, you know?
You don't, but you give it us, so there we are.
I'm really tired.
You got the munchies, man. You tell me you're tired.
I went to Pennington's. I got this shirt. It was on clearance. And I got...
Does she not have all the stuff she bought last time there? Now, I'm not saying that Foodie can't go shopping and enjoy it, don't get me wrong. But didn't she leave a whole load of stuff? Does it just not fit now?
6 pairs of underpants. I love underwear. Like, I love buying new underwear.
It's the only time it's ever clean. Oh, I just disgusted myself. My brain, why did we say that?
I just love them. Nothing like nice, fresh underwear. Why am I talking about that?
I don't know, but I've just got a feeling you should keep yourself cleaner.
No, I didn't get much for Christmas because I was coming last minute in.
Oh, so hard for you.
I said, listen, I'm Muslim, you don't have to buy me gifts. Like, and I'm insisting.
Well, you're not insisting because you did it. If you had said, hey, I'm Muslim, I know I accepted gifts before, sorry, I just wasn't aware then, but it's actually haram for me to take them because it makes it look like I'm involved in other religious practices, so I'd really appreciate it if you didn't. I imagine her family would have respected that.
Next year, it's not happening. I make sure.
So she's going to be in Canada next year, right? That's 4 tourist visas from now?
I have a lecture with my family. I don't...
Oh, I should have waited. She said it.
Want you to buy me gifts. But I don't think I explained really in detail about it. I just said briefly, I think they don't think it's bad for them to buy me gifts if I'm Muslim, so...
Well, if you don't explain it, what do you expect? Clearly she wants gifts.
I never said, I know I don't act, very decent.
You do not.
But I never claimed to be.
Yeah, you do. You claim to be Muslim. You claim to live by that faith. And yes, you say multiple times, usually after you've done something horrendous, I'm not a perfect Muslim. There's a big difference between being a perfect Muslim and being what you are. There is a whole line and layers of behavior you could go through that would not equal perfect, but would be much better.
We'd be waiting for the... Oh, hold on a sec.
My file's just switched over and I don't trust it. Fingers crossed.
Don't mind if I do.
That is a big pizza.
I'm gonna be doing more festive things. I have no face. Like,
she's gonna be doing more festive thing. You just said it was against your religion. Oh, actually, no. You said it was against Salah's religion because he's Muslim. Let's be correct.
Like jaw, so for my teacups to go under. You guys, how can you not like ketchup on your pizza?
God, normal speed, she does sound high. She used to get this quality to her voice when she was high, this kind of airiness to it, and you can hear it there in a way you can't when it's sped up.
There's tomato sauce. It complements it very well.
It's pizza.
Chantal's traumatized. Well, thank you for the $1.99. I really appreciate it. I do.
That's not a denial.
And I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yes, you do.
I think I am like, there's getting sick with like a virus, but then there's for me like I get run down sick. It's hard to explain.
It's not hard to explain. You just don't want to defend it because you feel like you're on shaky ground. Many people were sweating their pants because you took a mental break, babe. They became a broke ass now. Salah, be very careful about talking about what's in other people's pants. You're already in enough trouble with that. And given that she was actually lying to her audience and filming this whole time, she wasn't really on a mental break so much as she travelled and it nearly killed her, because it does every time. We saw her in Thailand.
Lawyers are looking for me? Yeah, my ass.
Okay, for people who don't know or are not on Twitter or whatever, Aisha apparently sued or served some papers to Foodie in Kuwait. And I guess Foodie was already gone in Canada or traveling or whatever, and they couldn't find her, so...
Did Aisha post... I don't follow her, sorry. Did Aisha post proof that she had done this? I don't have the information regarding this. I've just got a vague idea from Twitter, basically. Because why of all times would you choose now?
Aisha posted some screenshots about...
I gotta listen.
The owner of the towers Foodie lives in or whatever. Long story short, she's getting her papers served and they couldn't find her, so...
Apparently Chantal was not listed as living there, is the impression I got from Twitter. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments.
What is wrong with people?
What is wrong with people? You are what's wrong with people.
Anyways, guys, I'm like really tired.
The jet lag is kicking in. Yeah, it's in a wheelchair full.
I don't know if I'm gonna go live like much while I'm here, but yeah. I hope you have a good one. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, everybody, that is where we are. Foodie's a liar. She's a lying liar who lies, and we proved it. Okay, that's all you really need to know, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.